Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Raghavan Mishra and in this video we are going to automate jQuery slider with the help of Actions API in Selenium. So we may come across a requirement wherein we have to select the price range with the help of slide. So as in when you go to the flipkart.com and search for some items over here, and you will see the price range or slider. So you can just move your cursor a bit, okay, and you can select the price range for that item. Okay, so similarly, we are going to use this jQuery UI.com slider widget to demonstrate how we can automate this slider element. So our requirement is to move this slide towards right. Okay, so we are going to drag a handle to select a numeric value, for example. Okay, so what we will do, we'll go to the Eclipse and we are going to write a simple program using testng class. So let me name it like test slider, and I will copy the existing driver installation code to jslider.java. Makes sense, right? So I will change the name of this test method to test slider, and since we are going to redirect or use this URL for demonstration, so let me copy that URL here. Okay, so what we will do, we are going to get the XPath of this main slider, which is nothing but this slider, this carousel, and we are going to store or get the XPath of this slider. Okay, and we will move this particular object or this element on the main slider somewhere based on our requirement. Okay, so this is what we are going to automate in this program. So this is going to be very interesting, so please keep your attention into this test method. Okay, so let me quickly, so main slider, so I'm going to store the XPath of, let me just import web element, Control Shift and O, and I'm gonna get the XPath of this. So let me just inspect it and you can get it. Okay, so you can get the XPath like this. So I'm gonna go and store the XPath of the main slider into main slider variable. Okay, web element, and I'm going to store the XPath of slider as well. So driver dot find element by dot XPath, by dot XPath, and let me see the XPath of this element. So I will inspect, will go to this and get the XPath of this slider, which is present on the main slider. Okay, so now I'm gonna go and create the object of actions class. So just before that, let me import actions action, and I'm gonna give the driver reference variable to this class, action class, and then I will use drag and drop by API of actions class, and I'm going to move the slider towards right hand side, towards x axis. So let me just give 200, and since I'm not moving that slider towards down, so the y will be 0. Okay, and then I will call perform. Okay, so this is going to move your cursor towards x axis into the 200 position pixel. Okay, so this is based on your browser resolution. So let me run this class quickly and see what is happening over here. So this is going to launch Firefox and jQueryui.com slider URL, but something is broken. So what is that? So let's see the result of running class. So what happens? Unable to locate element id equal to slider. So there might be chance your uh, element might be located or present inside some iframe. So that's where, that's when you will see this no such element exception. Okay, so let's go and inspect that element slider and see if it is present inside any iframe or not. So let's move our scroll upward and see if iframe is used inside that dome in yeah. So this div is present inside this iframe, you can clearly see. So what I will do, I will actually copy the XPath of this. You can also use CSS when you have class name for iframe. So I'm going to use XPath for now. So what I will do, since I have copied it, I will actually go and I will switch the cursor to iframe, basically the control to iframe, and here I'm gonna go and get the XPath of that iframe, find element by XPath, by dot XPath, and then this is the XPath, and I'm switching to the frame, which is nothing but the iframe. Okay, and yeah, as I said, like you can use a CSS selector, and then you can identify, you can switch to the iframe in the same manner, like you are actually switching it with the help of switching to the iframe with the help of XPath. Okay, all right, let me run it again and see if it works or not. All right, it has launched and it has actually moved. So if you want to pause the screen for a couple of seconds, you can put thread dot sleep here, and I'm gonna put I'm going to pause the screen for 2 seconds, and meanwhile I will also do one thing, like if you want to make sure, you don't know, like what is the midth of, what is the mid or center position for, axis, right? But the x path of the main carousel, right, main slider. So what you will do, you will actually divide this main slider by half, and then you will actually tell your driver or control to go to that, actually your slider to go to that center position of that main slider. So how you will do that? So let's define one variable called width and main slider. What we will do, we will get the size of that, and then we will get the width of that. Okay, and then we will divide it by half. Okay, makes sense, right? And we will use this instead of 200 or x, so we will use width. And since we have divided this main carousel main slider by half, so this slider should get moved, or should be you know moved towards right till the half of the main slider. So let's see if it is working or not. Yeah, That's working like a charm. Okay, so I hope you liked this video, and if you liked it, please do subscribe to my channel and keep learning, and I will see you in next video. Thanks for watching.